Everybody, and welcome to Change Talk, creating healthy alternatives to neutralizing gangs, an effective ongoing conversation and dialogue between Captain Adam Lamb and myself. I'm Dr. B. Keith Jones, concerning the C.H.A.N.G.E initiative. The C.H.A.N.Ge initiative is an initiative that is housed in Pelham, Georgia, out of the Dunning-Cochran complex where we sit right now, a facility that we're looking to make a very big part of our community and increase the protective factors in our community to neutralize gang activity and things of that nature as we move into the later part of the year. As we have began implementing the C.H.A.N.Ge initiative, it started around October of last year, and as we go further into implementation, we want to have these weekly reflections and talk to Adam Lamb, Captain Lamb, about what he's seeing from his lens, how we can help to get in a better space in our community. We want to provide some safe and structured activities, empowering alternatives to our youth in Pelham, Georgia. We want to support law enforcement because we know that at the foundation of our work is community policing. And this conversation with Captain Lamb and our law enforcement, who is our law enforcement lead, and he's our primary trainer for the area. He gives us a window into what's happening on the ground and how we can strengthen our response and have a unified response to gang activity. Community safety starts with communication, and this is where we begin today. And Captain Lamb, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming in and have a conversation, and look forward to having these conversations with you. And I know that you and I both have talked to Chief McCormick about this, and he is very well focused on us having an effective program implementation, and so that's what we expect to do. I want to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Yes, sir.
And so I would like to hear your feedback from your lens and how you look at certain things. What safety challenges are you currently experiencing in your view, and how is law enforcement adjusting its community presence to respond effectively?
Well, Dr. Jones, if you've paid attention to the news lately, you see that we've had some issues up here in my street apartments. A lot of it's involving gangs. This younger crowd is more exposed to gangs, which brings on drugs, which brings on violence, which brings on other crimes. What we're trying to do with that is stuff like the C.H.A.N.Ge program, with the REC program, with the STYLE program. It's just get to them and build better relationships with the kids as they're growing up, so it becomes a better community policing event for presence for everyone as they get older.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I really appreciate you putting that type of effort into that. So as far as the law enforcement strategies, how is the Pelham Police Department continuing to build relationships with youth and families through non-enforcement engagement? We know what you do as a police officer, but from non-enforcement perspective and initiative, what are you doing, and what are some of your goals?
As I mentioned, the STYLE and the C.H.A.N.Ge program, but also I need to bring up the crime prevention officer, who is our SRO at the high school and the middle school and elementary school, Zachary Fallon.
Okay.
He is starting relationships with these kids that we can tell is having an impact. We have some great community liaison officers. I just call them who they are, SCO and Flo.
SCO and Flo.
Everybody knows SCO and Flo. They are a big impact in this community. Everybody who is older knows SCO, and a lot of young people know Flo. And they do real good, and they are here helping us with this situation as well.
Okay. So you talked about the STYLE program, but also I know you've been doing some training sessions with law enforcement locally. Talk about any plans that you have for future trainings, and also I know you talked about the STYLE program is upcoming. What are some key takeaways you expect from training, and then what are some of the key takeaways you expect from law enforcement trainings and community trainings that you probably expect to do?
Well, one thing we got going on is we're going to have the STYLE program again in the next 30 days. We like to do it for the 8th grade, which is around your 13 to 14-year-olds. That seems to be a key point where they are starting to mature. They pay more attention to their surroundings. They pay more attention to the news. They see more things, and they're getting that age where they start forming opinions of their own about the police, about different opinions, politics, whatever it is. That is the age where they seem to be right on the cusp of we can make good relationships with them, and it helps us in the long run. And as far as our law enforcement training, just recently I got through doing the Pelham Police Department and the Mitchell County Sheriff's Office in our annual gang training, and we're going to be looking to do more of it. It's something that Chief takes very seriously, along with the C.H.A.N.G.E program. Chief McCormick is a very big proponent of community policing. That is one of his main things. He wants us to foster good relationships with the community as a whole, no matter where we are. He wants to make sure that the community believes in the Pelham Police Department.
Okay, well, thank you for that. You know, you mentioned it earlier, and I thank you for bringing it up because I had it as one of my questions for you, believe it or not. The recent reports that are highlighted about the gang violence in Pelham and then the housing projects, and from your perspective, anything else you want to add from what you've already said as what we can take as steps for our community to really address those issues, whether it's contacting you or whether it's, what are some of your thoughts on that?
As far as that goes, I think the C.H.A.N.G.E program is one thing that we got heading in the right direction because we're reaching these kids. We're having one-on-one time with them. We are ever present at any C.H.A.N.G.E event. There's always be a Pelham Police Department present, whether it's myself, Chief McCormick, Assistant Chief Williams, Crime Prevention Officer, SRO, Zach Fallon, SCOER Flow. They're always here, and we're always fostering those relationships between us and the community with them and this program. I would tell people that feel free to call us. If you want to be anonymous and leave a tip, feel free to call us. We'll listen, and if we something we can act on, we will. And if you just want to tell us about stuff that's happening in the neighborhood, call us. We're there, and that's what we're here for. And we would love to hear anything that you have to say so that we can maybe help you or your family better that situation.
What number can they call?
They can call 229-294-6001. That's the police department. And if it's an emergency, as always, call 911. Or if they need to tell us something. If they call 911, 911 knows how to get a hold of us, then we can get a hold of you.
Is it, how is it? Do they have to give their name or what?
They do not. They can remain anonymous if they wish. Yeah, we're not going to sit there and if you're giving us a tip about a crime that's about to happen or something that you see, we're not going to sit there and dog you for your name. You know, we want to try to prevent something from happening.
So you mentioned that about prevention and imminent thought or need to address something that's imminently about to happen. Right. How important is that to you?
It's very, because we need to be, us as police officers and the community need to be more proactive and less reactive. And by that I mean, if you see something about to go down, say something. Even if you don't want to leave your name. But if you think about just the senseless shooting we had up here just last week, there was a multitude of shots, and any one of those bullets could have went anywhere. It could have went into a child. It could have went into another house where there's parents sleeping. It could have been numerous things that could have went bad. Gladly it didn't, but it could have happened.
Okay. You know, we're here in the Dunning-Cochran complex, community complex, and it's what it is you know, like I know, Mr. Cochran, Mr. Dunning-Cochran was a native of Pelham. And he still has land that he farms here. And I spoke with him a few weeks ago, and he's really emphasized his desire for us to continue doing what we're doing here. And so some of the things that we've seen is we've had some great turnouts with our students and in our program, our recreation programs especially. We've had some success with the other programs. We want to really encourage parents to do more, or guardians to do more about referring other students to the program. And so from your again, through the lens that you look through, trying to maintain the consistency, what additional steps, we listening to you from a programmatic standpoint, what additional steps can we take to reinforce the protective factors that we're trying to implement, like, pro-social relationships and helping kids be able to think better? What can we do to ensure that we have a stronghold on positive youth engagement?
I think, like you said, it has a lot to do with the C.H.A.N.G.E program and the STYLE program, but it's going to be making sure our officers are more present in engaging with people. And like with the recreation, there's always one of us here. It's interacting with the kids. We're not just there to stand guard and just make sure nothing bad happens. We're there to also engage the kids. If they want to shoot basketball, let's go shoot some basketball. It's to hang out with them. As much as it is to watch out what's going on, we need to be having relationships with these kids as well, so that they know that we're regular people as well. We have lives, we do our own thing, and they see us as people. Yeah. A lot of us at the police department have kids that are their age, and some of them know us from the schools. And another thing we're doing a lot of is, even though we have an SRO, we still have officers that walk through the schools constantly. Elementary, middle, high school, the schools are very welcoming with it. And officers aren't there to looking for trouble. They're just there community policing. The kids see us, we wave. I mean, there's very rarely any kind of disciplinary reaction that happens there. I mean, I've been through the school several times, and it's usually all great. It's the kids waving. It's the kids just, "Lamb, well, how you doing?" We talk between classes, and they go on about their day. But it's a good thing that we got going on with the school systems, with the C.H.A.N.G.E program and the STYLE program.
That's excellent, excellent. The last question I have for you, and then I'll let you respond to this last question, but then I'm going to ask you to make the appeal that you want to make to everybody. But to answer the question is, what do you envision over the next 30 days? And I know we've been trying to be strategic about everything that we're doing. Over the next 30 days, in terms of law enforcement, what do you envision, and what type of collaboration do you envision from law enforcement with our current C.H.A.N.G.E partners and the community?
Well, I did mention that within the next 30 days, we are going to do the STYLE program again, and we're going to do it for the next upcoming class as well after that. But I would like to appeal to any churches, civic organizations that want to partner up. And even if they just want to learn about what we have going on, if they want to learn about the C.H.A.N.G.E program, learn about gangs, we're here. We'll come to you. You don't have to come to us. We'll come and put on a presentation. If you want to do it via Zoom, we'll talk via Zoom. If you want us to come to your organization in Camilla, Pelham, it doesn't matter. We'll come to you just to talk. And just so you can see what law enforcement deals with on every day and ways that they can help if they choose to help.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Right now, I still just like to plead to the churches in this, because that's one group we are trying to get to, because we do need to have some more engagement with those crowds.
Thanks. So we turn to appeal to our community and let you know that we're here, and our goal is to, well, there is a risk for issues to happen, such as gang activity, whether it's drug use, whether it's violence, no matter what it is, if it's something that can harm our community, well, we see a risk, we're committed to insert protective factors. And we encourage you to reach out to us. We want you to look at this video, and then we want you to subscribe to the channel so that you can get all of our upcoming videos. Captain Lamb and I have committed to be a regular conversation, and we'll bring in other people to talk to you who are part of our program so that you can get a little bit of insight into what we're doing. We're excited about what we have an opportunity to do here in Pelham, Georgia. Obviously, we got to have the support of the community in order for it to be successful, and we hopeful that we will have your support. If you want to send us any information or have any questions about the program, reach out to us at C.H.A.N.G.E, that's C.H.A.N.G.E, at Justice, JESTES, the number 4, U.org. Or you can give us a phone call. You can call me at 229-221-3771, or you can call the Pelham Police Department and leave a message for Captain Lamb at 229-294-6001. And I'm Dr. B. Keith Jones, and this is Captain Adam Lamb, and we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having a long and fruitful dialogue with you.